Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Friday the 17th. It was always going to be a bit of a question mark the last couple of days where this waving front was going to sit. And right up till yesterday, I wasn't really sure. Last night seemed to show it a little bit further to the west of us. They're painting it over us here. So I thought perhaps yesterday it would be a write-off today. Now I'm not quite so sure. I think it's a bit 50-50 really. So this sort of, well, it was a warm front on the previous, sorry, cold front on the previous chart, but it's sort of turned into a sort of waving front with a small warm front factored into it. Forecast to be sat over us at midday. What it's doing is feeding up weather from the southwest, whilst this other one here is secluded front here is advancing towards us. So our hope is essentially what's ever in the gap here. And as you can see, southwesterly winds, reasonable spacing on the isobars. The wind's not incredibly strong for today. Tomorrow, yeah, mixed bag really. I think flyable periods probably tomorrow by the looks of it. And then just a quick Sunday, small ridge of high pressure looks okay. So the TAFs, and they've changed a couple of times already this morning. We'll look at Farnborough first of all. Essentially, they're saying potential is scattered at 1,500 feet. This morning, I left home in Winchester, and it looked okay to the west. And solid cloud and horrible to the east, but I think that's just waving back and forwards. Wind is southwesterly 210, 5 knots, looks like that out there, and it says everything's really from 9 till 13, 6,000 meter showers and rain broken at 1,000 feet, and another tempo between 9 and 13 broken at 500 feet. Boscombe is very similar with a 15 gusting 25 thrown in for good measure. I'm not entirely sure where that's come from because it's the only one apart from Cold Rose that's showing gusty winds. Currently, the METARs are all showing, anywhere between sort of 500 and 900 foot low cloud, and you can see Gatwick's quite a long TAF. So normally means that there's lots of different possibilities with the weather. I think what we'll look at essentially is what's coming towards us on the actuals. So upper winds, we go flying 25 knots from the southwest. That's fairly standard across all of the southern part of the country. And the sat pic just shows at the moment, this being the front and the rain, it's clearer out to the west, but this stuff is fairly low. But it's really what's coming our way from the southwest, and you can start to pick that up on the rainfall radar. We're here, we've got a brief interlude, I think, and then we're going to have this, and then we'll really see what's behind it. So I think it's going to be a couple of hours of just sort of drizzle, low cloud, and then we'll see the clearance, and you can see the next frontal system out here. So it's really this gap here for later on or potentially this afternoon that we're looking at. Temperature wise, yeah, it's quite warm today. It sort of feels like you could be out there almost without a coat for a bit, apart from getting a bit wet. So 13, 14 degrees, that'll be fairly pleasant. And top meteo, again, they're showing lots and lots of cloud. That's 11 o'clock, so still cloudy here. Sort of by 1 o'clock beginning to break up, and really 1, 2, 3 o'clock seem to be fine around here. Still the potential for that waving front to the east of us, and showers in here because they're showing that on their predicted rainfall radar. It's not listed in the TAFs yet, but they're only running till 1 o'clock So they're showing you the rain at 9 coming through us. Then a clearance. Potentially later in the afternoon, showers all around here. So my take on it, folks, couple of hours of, let's wait for this waving front to go past us, and then it will get better. Hopefully flyable by lunchtime, with not particularly high cloud. It's saying, Farnborough saying scattered at 2,000 feet. So yeah, cloud base is 1,500 feet here, 2,000 maybe if we're lucky. But a flyable afternoon with a southwesterly wind. Okay, so other things going on. Local airspace, I think around Lasham. Don't think it's going to be a cross-country day, so not too concerned about things that are a bit further away. But just for information, there is a Royal flight going out of Kemble at 5 o'clock this evening, and Cheltenham Festival still running with airspace all the way over here. Apart from that, quiet in our area. Jet movements, fun today. They've been sort of putting them off all week, really. So 11 o'clock, we got PA-31 coming in, small light aircraft. And then in theory, 11:30, a 737 inbound, and then 12:30, a 737 outbound. My gut feeling is the weather won't be good enough for the 737 to get in at that time, so that'll be delayed, and therefore it'll delay the outbound, because I assume the outbound is being crewed by the same people as bringing the 73 in. So anyway, 3 potential movements today when the weather clears up. Operationally, I think we'll be on 2-3. We probably won't have to have a drastically offset winch operation. Today, I think we'll probably have the cables towed along the edge of the grass, the runway 23. And we'll be on the tarmac. We'll brief when we're out there about where you can land. It has rained a little bit overnight, but not much. The ground is sticky, but not soft and boggy. So it should be okay on the grass. Okay, folks, more tea drinking and chatting, and we'll keep an eye on the weather.